From the Ear to There Travel Studio, this is the Ear to There Disney Podcast.
It's a food world after all, not just burgers and hot dogs. It's a food world after all with your hosts Johnny and Phil.
I always like to listen to that to get in the mood for the podcast, for the episode. Hey everybody, this is It's a Food World with me, Phil Gramlich, and I'm here once again with my friend, actually the one, the only, Mr. Johnny Shortsleeve.
Hey.
Hey, man, so thank you for coming on to record another one of these, and I have been the cancellation machine over the last few weeks, and I apologize to people who've been waiting for the episodes, and I apologize to you publicly, and I already did it personally, but sorry about that. We'll get a better schedule going now, I hope.
No. Dude, you're a mover or shaker. Don't apologize, man. You're a man on the move. You got deals to do. You got meetings to take, phone calls. You're in the mix now, man. I'm just proud of what you're doing. You got a lot of cool stuff going on.
Thank you, man. It is. It's been fun, and it's been interesting, and it's been really exciting. A lot of opportunities coming my way lately, and I'm excited. But that's not what this is about. This is about food, of course, because it is a food world after all. And that's corny. That was terrible. But we wanted to talk about I know it's one of my favorite restaurants in all of Walt Disney World. I think it's up there in your list as well. Today we want to talk about Whispering Canyon Cafe.
I love it, man. And I'll tell you, I came prepared for this one. I have to apologize to you because I haven't come prepared to these discussions in the past. I came prepared today, and so what I've done is I got myself all situated here in the podcast booth that Grandma built in the backyard for me. Got the 3x3 Post-it note, but most importantly, I got one of my kids' bibs on because I've been drooling a lot when we do these things, and it just sounds like a hot mess. I listened to a couple of the old ones a day or so ago. I was like, God, I can hear the drool just rolling out of my yap.
Right into the mic.
Just terrible.
You got to watch out because these things are – I don't know what your mic is, but mine – well, I don't know if it's electric. Is it electric? You plug it into the computer and the mixer.
Mine's gas powered. runs a high test octane. I got to pull it to start it.
I was going to say mine. I pedal mine to get it going. It's like I sit in the stationary bike while we're recording.
Man. One green. I like it.
It's ridiculous. This is a ridiculous conversation. Anyway, so okay, let's talk about Whispering Canyon Cafe. A reason why I love it. I don't want to change the format of how we do this, but the reason why I love it is I think I have so many great memories of it because of where it is. It's in Wilderness Lodge, and I know you and I have gushed over that resort a million times. We did a whole episode about that, and I can't remember which episode that was, but I know I got a ton of downloads. That might have been that and the Polynesian episode, I think, that we did are two of our most downloaded episodes ever.
Really?
So, yeah, I think they're both they're like 1 and 2. You would think like it's a Julie Andrews or Rolly Crump or somebody who would be number 1, but it's not. It's
who?
It's it's me and you. It's a couple of knuckleheads talking about a resort, and they're like the most popular shows. But hey,
I mean, Julie Anderson and Roland, whatever his last name is. I don't even know who those people are.
No,
but
I know.
I'd say who does know. It's the Polynesian Village, Disney's Wilderness Lodge. I mean, that's the spot. Like, those are two amazing properties. So I understand it. Like, I don't even know who those other two people are.
So all right. So the resort is amazing. It's a phenomenal place to go and have a meal. What's really cool about Whispering Canyon is they set you you're like right almost in the middle of the lobby, right in the middle of the action when you get in there. That's what I really enjoy about it is that you're in. You can see the entire lobby from there. And I also enjoy that it's a very, very quiet place to go have a meal.
Yeah, you know what? That's funny you say that because, like the breakfast and lunch offerings there, the food's amazing, just totally different experience than the dinner offerings.
Yeah.
But even if everyone kind of knows the dinner offerings to be kind of loud and boisterous and, I guess I don't want to jump too far down into what we're going to talk about here, but if you go to one of the earlier dinners, like I think 5 o'clock is the earliest that they do. Goodness gracious, I'm already drooling, man. This is Bush League. I don't even know why you keep me on here. It's just such a mess.
Well, that's why you haven't been on in weeks. I'm like, I can't.
I know. I thought I got it under control. I saw 3 doctors. They said the same thing, man. You just gave me injections, but nothing worked. So I think the thing about if you do like the 5 o'clock sitting, like still it can be kind of quieter. So if you're with a family member or a friend who might have some sensory issues that the loudness might be a little too much, that's the secret. If you want to get the dinner there, you want to have that dinner experience in terms of the food because the different offerings they have for dinner. Get that 5 o'clock reservation.
Yeah, that's a good call, man. And I was, it was very tongue in cheek when I was saying it's quiet because it's definitely not. The name Whispering Canyon is a misnomer to say the least. And look at me point out a big word. I used it right?
I don't. Hold on. Let me look it up on Urban Dictionary. Stand by, okay?
I think I used it misnomer correctly, but as we're thinking about it, I will no. It is a misnomer though, and you're right. The breakfast there and the lunch there is much quieter, and it's not the same experience. I remember I didn't really realize that. We went with our kids a few trips ago, and we went for breakfast, and I was a little bummed out because I was like, wow, we asked for ketchup and nothing happened. That's pretty
Nobody's slinging napkins around in the air, and there's no pony races.
No, none of that stuff. So yeah,
you don't have the Sasquatch hide and seek. I mean, none of that at lunch and breakfast.
Oh, you're not supposed to talk about the Sasquatch hide and seek on the podcast.
Can you edit this?
Yeah, I'll edit that out.
All right. Oh, sorry, man. Look at this. I'm sorry, man. I really apologize.
It's you're rusty. It's all. It's okay.
Get back in the groove.
No, so like, but that's the thing. And let's before we get into the food, let's talk about if you're cool with that. Let's talk about the atmosphere, the experience, and what it's like. Like we said, breakfast and lunch are pretty quiet. Dinner is a completely different story. It is loud. It is fun. It is raucous. Maybe I'll use that word.
Look at you, man. You're pulling out those nickel words left and right.
Yeah, I sleep with the thesaurus under my pillow.
Goodness gracious, that osmosis is working. Look at me. I'm trying to do it too.
That's what I was going for. I was hoping you would pick up on the osmosis.
Anyway. That's why I'm bringing it back, man. Yeah. I'm trying to redeem myself.
Yeah, we're like a couple of beach volleyball players who setting each other up and spiking them down.
Oh, man. Lay down.
Like, I don't know any beach volleyball players. Wasn't there
just make a name up? Like Jorg Jorgensen. Oh, yeah.
He's great for that Swedish national team. But no, so it's loud in there. It's fun. You said the pony races. I love the servers when they have the tray or the stands for the food trays that they bang on the floor. It sounds like a horse is coming through, and it's just a really fun experience. And like I had mentioned earlier, you have to ask for the ketchup.
I agree with you. I mean, like the experience definitely is one of the things that I think is what makes it so special for me and why I enjoy it so much. And just so I give you like a quick backstory, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the show or not, but every year my family and I go there for dinner to celebrate the anniversary of us moving to Florida. So we've got that coming up here in about a month. It'll be 4 years we've been Floridians. Ask me if I miss Rikers Island. Not a bit. But let me tell you this, though. One of the things I like about it is we go there, and right as you enter, like the waiting area for the restaurant, they have some nice seats in there, and they have this cool table set up with all these Lincoln log pieces.
Yeah.
And like it's so cool that, I mean, not only is it nice from the perspective of if you have kids and you need to tell them, hey, you know what? It's going to be a couple minutes before our table's ready. If they're hungry, they get antsy and they're running around. But like that interactive play area with Lincoln Logs is cool to kind of keep them occupied and not in like that full freak out mode. But I think it's so cool because it's themed so well, because if you look at the architecture of the hotel, it's kind of like that log construction, the way it looks like it's set up. So it's neat how they tie the theme in with the toys that they're using. And goodness gracious, I'm mopping myself up here. I'm drooling all over the microphone again. I gotta go to a different doctor. This isn't working. But that like is a really nice way to kind of set the tone and set the stage for the show that's going to be happening with the cast members there and the servers. And I'll tell you what, I know we're going like hardcore parkour on the dinner right now. We can talk for say my breakfast and lunch, but I am of the belief that this is probably one of the best barbecue dinners that they have at Walt Disney World. Now, I know that you could do a side-by-side comparison of other spots like what's like the smokehouse over there at Disney Springs with House of Blues, like right out there at the front,
Right.
or Flame Tree, or anywhere else that has barbecue. You might say, well, it's not the best. But when you combine that idea of the show elements, that like ruckus, that, to borrow your word, environment that the servers create, plus if you figure like you've just been traipsing through the parks all day, you're starving. I know they have a cool menu. Every time I go for the skillet, and that's what my family does.
I know, me
and
too.
that is one of the most satisfying dinners that I can think of. Like if I say, if I'm going to spend the money on a nice sit down table service dinner, I want to have like a satisfaction factor that comes from it. It's like 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10. It's way up there just by the quality of the food. Barbecue's good. They got the pulled pork and the ribs, and they got that beef that's in there. I don't think that's a brisket. Brisket for life, by the way. Just to let you know. The corn, the mashed potatoes. Now, look, we've talked about this before. Well, we don't want to be like everything is great, everything is awesome, like the Lego Movie.
I love that song.
It's a great song, isn't it?
Everything is awesome.
I sing that all the time.
Yeah, that's a great song, but it's not Disney, so we can't talk about it.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Darn it. Edit that one out, too.
Yep.
So, but I will say there's just one thing, and this is a personal hang up. This is not a dig at the restaurant. I have this thing about iceberg lettuce, and like it's in the mixed green salad that they offer.
I
with
love that salad. I was going to mention that salad.
What's your take on iceberg, though?
I'm okay with iceberg. I don't have a problem with it. Yeah, I'm any kind of. I'm not a big spinach guy. Like if spinach isn't something, I'm like, I can take or leave that. But I like iceberg.
I throw iceberg lettuce in with honeydew melon. It's filler. There's nothing going on there. You know what I mean? Like, you ever seen a fruit plate and it's like 37% honeydew melon? That's just filler. Like, honeydew melon doesn't really taste like a whole lot. You want the cantaloupe and the pineapple and the strawberry.
Oh, dude, cantaloupe, awesome. Pineapple and banana. Pineapple, banana. You can't put banana in there, but pineapple's my second favorite fruit right after the banana.
If you go to any buffet restaurant that has like a fruit mixture,
it's concoction, all you're right.
Yeah, and it's been hammered. What are you going to see there? It's just like shrapnel of honeydew,
and it's like white because it's not ripe enough. You never know when that stuff's ripe.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Dr. Bunsen honeydew, but
you ever take a bite of Bunsen honeydew? You ever take a bite of honeydew that you think is ripe, and you bite it and you get that.
No, see, I don't even do that. If I get honeydew, I just Gronk spike it on the ground. Shout out to Frank and Safety Dave. How you doing, guys?
Frank getting the shout out now. I hope Safety Dave's not jealous about that one.
Oh, they're all in the mix, man. They're all in the New England family.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, let's bring it in.
That's my only gripe. That's my only gripe is the iceberg.
I'm good with it because I think that dressing, they have like an apple dressing, vinaigrette, I think. That just is awesome for me. Now listen, I'm not crazy. I'm not going to go there and only get the salad. That would be silly. But I will have the salad before my entree, before the skillet, because I really, really like it. The one thing that you didn't mention that's in there is the cornbread, and their cornbread is awesome there.
And the sausage.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of great things.
Yeah.
And the baked beans.
Is good, though.
Oh, dude, the cowboy baked beans are awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking.
There's a lot in there.
I know there's so much.
That's a value packed dinner right there.
It's all you care to eat, right? So they just can, if you say you finish the ribs, you just like ask your server, can we please have more ribs? And they bring you more ribs. Or if you want more beef or more honeydew, no, they're not going to bring you more honeydew, but they will bring you. That'd be now. I just thought of like Bunsen honeydew coming over to the table, like beaker, like serving you, like.
But look,
what do you need for London? No, I don't know. It's a bad Bunsen honeydew, right? That's like Mrs. Doubtfire.
all you care to eat sounds like somebody who's sitting around a table going, we need to really church this up, because when we were saying before, all you can slam down your gullet doesn't sound good. We need to soften it. All you care to enjoy.
I think people think that it's a challenge, and that was the problem. It's all you can eat. It just sounds a lot better. All you care to eat. But we're not even looking like okay. We always get the skillet, right? And my kids are picky, and they get the kids meals. But even if it's just like Amy and I, we'll get the skillet. But there has been one occasion where I didn't get the skillet because we were staying at Wilderness Lodge, and we were having dinner, and I had to run well, I didn't have to, like nobody forced me to, but I had the marathon the next day. So I was like, well, I can't eat all that. I can't eat all that meat and then get out on the course tomorrow. I'll be having the meat sweats all day. You don't want that. So I ordered, they were like, well, we don't really have a pasta dish. But they were like, well, we'll figure it out. And it made me, this is how awesome the cast members and servers at that restaurant are. They just made me a pasta dish. It just whips, the chef just whipped something up and brought it out for me. So it was really, really a neat experience. But like looking at the menu that's not as skilled, I mean, they have a New York strip. They have, what's that, quinoa? I never had a quinoa before. I don't even know what that is. I don't know if you're a big...
You never had a quinoa before?
No, I know what that is. What is that?
It's one of those ancient grains.
Oh. That was cool. That sounded like on a very special Ear to There podcast.
Sponsored by quinoa.
So they have a grilled salmon BLT salad there. I thought that'd be right up your alley.
You know what? It does on paper sound like it would be, but it's kind of like saying, you know what? Pretend like, back in the day when I was living up in Rikers, if I was down here in Orlando, it'd be like, yeah, you're going to Orlando, but you're not going to go to Walt Disney World. Like, you're going to go to Whispering Canyon. You got to get the skillet.
Yeah,
man.
I agree. Listen, I'm just asking. I think
I know.
It's my in doing the research and my. And I have to ask about it.
It's a good question because I feel bad for the chefs here because the menu is really good. Like it looks. I've never tried it because I'm locked on the skillet, but I look at the menu. I'm like, wow, a lot of this looks really good. So, like for example, I think what has to happen is they got to say, look, all the skillets are dirty. We don't have a way to serve the other stuff. You're gonna have to order off the menu. I'm like, okay, let's see what we got. Salmon BLT.
Listen, you're not getting up and leaving that restaurant. Let's be for real.
No. I'll just say, I'll wait. Go ahead and scrub those skillets down. Let's lock it down. Let's go. Rock and roll.
So, look at what's really cool is over the holidays, over Thanksgiving and Christmas. Did you see that they offer the holiday menu, the all you care to enjoy holiday platter?
Whoa. No, wait, on the actual holidays themselves or just during the season?
During the seasons, yeah. So they do that one. It's like a skillet, but it's with turkey, ham, beef strip loin, stuffing, mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, cranberry. Wow. Yeah, it's a whole different skillet thing. So kind of cool if you're going over Thanksgiving or Christmas. There you go. And so we talked about the dinner. Yeah, get the skillet. Listen, you won't be disappointed. The other food is good, but for breakfast for me, and they had a skillet. I think they had the skillet for lunch too, right? I remember getting it there. I mean, I'm just going to double check.
Well, and while you're double checking that, can I just say two more quick things about dinner before we move it? So, desserts. I constantly make the mistake of just overdoing it on all the. I constantly make the mistake about all I caring to eat, and I never leave room. But I've seen the desserts at other tables, and I'm go, gosh, I wish I saved room for that cobbler. Yeah. Or they have like a chocolate thing there. It looks good too, like apple pie or apple cake too. Hold on, let me wipe it off here. All right, cleared it up. Yeah. Yeah, the desserts look really good. And I'm not a milkshake fan.
Yes.
I've got a crazy hang up about milk, but there's crazy milkshakes there that I know of people who do like milkshakes, and they're kind of wackos.
Are you talking about Chuck?
Oh yeah, didn't he do like 4 in a row or something crazy like that?
So they do have the bottomless milkshakes there. So, you could just keep going. And we sat down and Amy and I decided, we told, it's Chuck Rodriguez who's on the show often. And we asked our server how many he had ever seen someone drink. And he said he's never seen anyone do more than 3 in a sitting. So Chuck decided, I'm going to take that challenge on.
Oh my gosh.
So after Chuck finished his 3rd, the waiter, our server came over, gave Chuck the nod. Chuck gave him the nod back. Came back with the 4th milkshake, put it down in front of him. Chuck took like a sip and was like, nope. He was like, I can't do it. I'm afraid what's going to happen.
Did he eat a full meal?
Do
that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, how did he not just spontaneously combust?
dude, and he's not a really big guy. The dude he can put it away. But yeah, I don't know.
Like I don't know how his body was able to hold a full dinner and then 3 milkshakes on top of that.
I don't know, man. I wonder what happened on that next day. That couldn't have been a fun day for him.
Oh man.
But we didn't mention really quickly, and I do want to talk about breakfast, and I don't want to take up. We don't have to go too far into it because dinner is the main attraction here. But I want to go into a really quick story about we had a server. The servers there are phenomenal. 99 times out of 100. And I really think that's not an overreaction or an overestimation. You're going to have a great server. They're in character. They're really good. They're in this, would you say grouchy? They're not grouchy because they're kind of happy, but they're just kind of a ornery kind of group.
I'll say surly.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a little too harsh.
Well, they play the role perfectly. And we had a girl, and I don't believe it's her real name, but her name was Sunshine, was our server last time when we were there in November. And she was the best server I've ever had at that restaurant, bar none. I think I told you this story.
Wait, why do you think that wasn't her real name?
Because she was playing a part. Like it was very much like a...
Oh, tongue in cheek, like calling a fat man slim.
Exactly. She was Sunshine, but she wasn't. Her role was very kind of grumpy. So she comes over, and she was awesome though because she noticed my daughter was in the bathroom. So she bent down to me and she said, "Hey, listen, do you want me to wait to do the throwing the straws thing until she's back?" And I said, "Oh yeah, please." So she walked away and then came back, and my daughter's sitting next to me, Alexa. And she's like, "Hi, I'm Sunshine." And she throws the straws on the table. And she throws like 20 of them. And she's like, "What do you want to drink?" And they all were, the whole table started dying. And Alexa was like shocked. Like she was like, "What the?" And then from there, it just got better and better. Like I asked her to recommend a beer for me. And she did. And I was like, "Okay." And then she brought it over and I was having it. And I go, and she was taking another order at our table. And I said, "Oh, by the way, the beer is awesome. Thank you for the recommendation." And she goes, "Oh, you're welcome." And she looks at my wife, Amy, and she goes, "I don't care if you liked it or not. I'm getting the same tip anyway." It was awesome. She was so good. My father-in-law, I hope he doesn't listen to the show, can be a little bit on the, let's say, impatient side. And I told you a story. And we're not going to get into the stories that I tell. But he's a little impatient. And the great thing about servers there is if they get impatient or grumpy kind of guests, they can treat them the way any other server in Walt Disney World would probably want to treat a grumpy or an impatient guest. He held up a plate. This is my father-in-law that was dirty or something, and he pointed to it, and she's across the restaurant, and she yells, "What do you want?" And he goes, and he looks at the plate, and he goes, he kind of mouthed it, "I need a new plate." And he had salad plates next to him, like appetizer plates, and she goes, "You got a stack of 6 plates right there. What do you need a plate for?" Dude, we laughed so hard, and it was just the greatest. She was awesome. We found out later that she was military. She was in the Air Force, and she was inactive at the time. She was literally the greatest server I've ever had anywhere on property. So I just wanted to make sure I mention her. Sunshine, if you're out there listening, thank you. You made our night. Anyway,
so do you know how you ever seen like kids walk up to like a toy store or whatever, like, and there's the window that has the display,
yeah.
and you just kind of like longingly stare at the toys in the display.
Yes.
Do you think other Walt Disney World servers go right outside of Whispering Canyon and just stare in there longing, like, "Gosh, I wish I could be like Sunshine."
I do wish that. I wish that. I mean, I do think they wish that. I really do. Did you know, by the way, that the windows on Main Street, USA, are lower so children can look, lower than the standard windows would be in a real store so that children could look inside. How about that?
You know what? That's a really interesting, I didn't realize that little factoid, but I'm glad you brought it up as a total aside. I think so many guests just blast right past those. I love looking at the windows. They do a cool job in there.
I agree. I love those. I love the ones the little animated ones that.
Yeah, and they change them out on the regular.
Yeah, the Christmas you get all the Mickey's Christmas Carol windows. They're awesome.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's really quickly. So that was my story about Sunshine. It's just awesome. It's just a great restaurant. I want everyone who's listening to give it a shot if you haven't already. It's great. I'm looking at the breakfast skillet right now, and it's standard. You know, like the Polynesian and a couple other places have the all you care to eat breakfast or all you care to enjoy breakfast skillets. This one has scrambled eggs, home fries, bacon, sausage, waffles, buttermilk biscuits, sausage gravy. That's the difference, is they have the biscuits and gravy. And I'm not a Southern guy, obviously, by my accent, you could tell. But I never had biscuits and gravy before. And then last year we went on a Disney cruise, and I tried biscuits and gravy. Holy cow, was I missing out my whole life. That's awesome.
That never made it that far north of the Mason-Dixon.
Did it?
Oh, man. I tell you what my move is at breakfast over there, and it sounds insane, but you got to roll with this for a second. You gotta prime the tank with the pecan sticky bun skillet, and then you go right straight into the house-made the banana bread French toast.
Oh, man.
Comes with a side of diabetes.
Talk about drooling. I'm doing that on my side right now.
Sponsored by Wilford Brimley.
What was that show he did? Our House or something back in the 80s? Remember that show?
I don't remember. Oh, yeah, Our House. But I knew him from Cocoon.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Cocoon.
What a cinematic classic.
Wasn't he in Batteries Not Included, too? Do you ever remember that movie?
He was in a little bit of everything.
Yeah, he did a lot.
What was the one he was the villain in? Was it War Games?
I don't know.
Oh, IMDb
I don't know.
this guy.
I don't know.
You know what you do? Oh, here it is, man. Here's the move. Have the first listener who can write in to phil@eartotheretravel.com with the answer of the film that Wilford Brimley was the evil villain in. Give him like $100 off your service pack for your vacation planning services that you do, booking fast passes and dining reservations at Whispering Canyon, all that kind of good stuff you do. Imagine. What is that? Is that like $800 you charging for that now?
Dude, I don't want to break. I hate to break this to you, but I do all that for. It said never mind. I do take care of all of that for you and for my clients, and I would do it for you too if you needed it. But I don't charge anything for that at all. It's free.
What is that? Is that just for the It's a Food World listeners, but for everyone else you charge?
It's for everyone. Yeah, I'm not allowed. Well, no, I'm not allowed. I guess I could, but I will never charge a fee for any of my services or my company services. I have to say that now because it's not just me.
It's not just you?
No, I have some agents that have come on board and who are working really hard to kind of, make the whole Disney magic thing happen for everyone else. So yeah, not just me. I mean, if you're listening to the podcast, you probably want to book with me because I'm just really cool, but not to toot my own horn or anything. But yeah, I have some very awesome, super nice people who have signed up and who are working with me and working with Ear to Their Travel. So I'm super excited to have them on board.
By the belt of Orion. Hashtag expansion.
Is that a sounds like, what is that? Men in Black, Belt of Orion? I know it's like a real thing, but
I never saw it. Is that a movie?
All right. All right. Well, thank you for the plug again. And yeah, my services are free, and Ear to Their Travels services are free. So yeah, you can hop on the website to request a free quote, and through me or through any of the other agents, they're all on the website. Or if they're not there, they're on the way. So it's very cool.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. So Johnny, I gotta say this is a lot of fun. I laughed. I mean, these are supposed to be 15 minutes. We're pushing a half hour, and I think I set a record for out loud guffaws of laughter on this episode. But
look at you with the big words, guffaw.
I know. You know what it is? We're recording during the day, and my brain's still working.
Me too. I'm gonna see if I can sneak in the word guffaw into 3 conversations today. That's my personal challenge.
That would be awesome. You should let me know if you get to do that, because that's challenging for sure. But thank you so much, man, for recording, and And yeah, we're gonna have to do these. I think I'm gonna try to do every other week just to make it easier on both of us. But I'll have you on the regular podcast soon because people miss you, man. They haven't heard you in a while.
Oh, I've been laying low, trying to keep myself out of trouble.
Everything good? Everything good with Grandma?
Oh, she's okay, ma'am. Yeah, I've been up there trying to help her get all the spring plants planted. She had a little problem with the cacti that she's planting. I don't know why she's putting cacti in Florida, but she likes them. She says it keeps the jackalopes out. I don't know.
I saw her Facebook page. If you're not following Grandma Shortsleeve on Facebook, you really should. And I saw her planters.
She's on
outside.
Facebook?
Yeah, she's got a Facebook page.
What? I just saw her yesterday. She didn't say anything about anything like that.
Dude, she's got some great pictures and some great content up there too. So you have to start following her. It's hilarious.
To find my login. I don't even remember how to get back on there. It's facebook.com, right? That's the address.
All right, man. Thanks again. Talk to you soon.
All right. Peace.
And that is going to do it for this week's episode of It's a Food World. Thank you so much once again to my friend Johnny Shortsleeve. These shows are a blast, and I couldn't stop laughing, and I'm still laughing after that episode. So these are fun. So thank you so much to him, and thank you so much again for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you learned a little bit about Whispering Canyon, and I hope you give it a shot on your next Walt Disney World trip. All right, just remember there will be a new episode of the regular Ear to There Disney podcast each and every Monday morning, or Monday. I can't always guarantee the morning, as well as a new episode of It's a Food World or the Word of the Week on each and every Wednesday. So until next time, thank you again so much for listening. Have an outstanding week. Bye-bye.